Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance. I'm 2 minutes late. I apologize.
I'm
It's
actually
all my
in a
fault.
parking lot, so you're good.
Nate, you're coming in like really delayed, bro. Anyway, welcome back, everybody. Welcome, Jay. How are you?
I'm good.
So what are we going to talk about today? Wheat spin, Tesla.
Well, the first thing I have to ask is Nate went and saw JP Sears, and he said he wasn't that funny. So go ahead, Nate. You have the floor. Why wasn't he funny? All right. So let's talk about Wheat Spin Kevin.
Anyway, all right. Goodbye, Nate. It was nice talking to you. I feel famous, man. He commented on my video again.
Yeah, no, dude. So for me, that just cemented on how actually dumb that dude is. Because there is no way, like, right? If I had 7 million subs and some guy, well, which wouldn't happen, but some guy that has like 1,500 subs started making fun of me, I'd be like, okay, dude. That's what I would do. I might, if it was funny, I might even come in and comment, but like, watch the video, man. That shit's funny.
You can tell he gets butthurt about it, man. Like, he has such an ego. He thinks he's such a freaking genius that if anybody criticizes him, outrageous.
Well, I might need to redo it, but I made a video where I go through and I'm like, basically, I called Kevin. What I say is I called him a truck stop taint sniffer. And I'm like going through and I'm like, this dude does not care about you. Why are you listening? And so I go through and I do the only metric.
Now, Jason, you're going to get into trouble again.
Yeah, it is what it is. But I went through and I calculated the only way I can think of to get to assign a value to a stock with no earnings per share and no cash flow, and that's its book value per share. So it's shareholder equity divided by its shares outstanding, and Peloton's worth $5.
No, it's a multiple of sales, bro.
Wait.
So you just look at stuff in the same industry, and then you pick the same multiple, and that's all you do.
Wait, how much is it?
What?
Wait, how much is it on the stock market right now?
$55, and that's dropping by
How much is it on the market right now?
half.
I think it's like
Jesus
$55.
Christ.
Let me look.
Well, because I've never even seen that stock before.
There's no way. Last year it had positive cash flows because I use Everything Money software.
Yeah, dude, it went down 35% in the last day, like a massive freaking drop. So it dropped from about high 80s all the way, and now it's down to mid 50s.
So what that indicates to me, though, when he commented on your video where he's talking about the gains that he made, I'm like, you are too stupid to realize you are proving Chris's point by coming on and saying that. By coming on and saying, you're embarrassing yourself. I did this, this, and this, and I sold it at 110. Okay, you just proved my exact point. You only care about enriching yourself, and it doesn't matter who you screw over. So you're that dumb. Like, I wish I could be sitting in front of him and just to call him a dumb mother effer right to his face.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a while before we're big enough to where he really has to, address us. Right now, we're so freaking small that, he can come comment and then go away. And the vast majority of his fans never see what we have to say. But, eventually one day I hope that changes for the better.
It's going to. When you go, look, it's when you have Lafufu talking about buying Voyager Digital. I'm like, where are you getting these numbers from? Because when you go on and you look, it's share dilution with negative cash flows. I don't understand. I really don't understand where you're getting that this stock is going to do anything. So my main point by saying that, as soon as there's a correction and debt is no longer at record lows, if the Fed and central banks around the world can raise rates, but all these companies like this are just going to get wiped out. Like you were making fun of Peloton. This is a place where I disagree with everything money. Well, it's only a slight disagreement when they're talking about, this is an excellent thing that people use to supplement the gym. And I go, people with money. The only people that are supplementing the gym with that are people with money, because it's $60 a month. And what are you accomplishing that I can't accomplish by buying a nice exercise bike and putting a computer and watching YouTube on my exercise bike with it?
Or buy an actual bike for like $200, and then you don't have to pay a subscription after that. That's also an option. But I
can throw on a movie and ride the bike.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Tesla stock. Like, people think everybody is going to buy a Tesla because they're popular in like wealthier, upper middle class, liberal areas. But when you look at the entire country and the world, most people can't afford a freaking electric car. It's the same thing. Everybody, they get trapped in their bubbles where they think, well, I see Pelotons everywhere with all my friends and Teslas. It must be taking over the world. That's not true, because most people can't afford to actually pay that. It's a very select few, and that's a limit on growth. Yeah,
and well, it was like when I did that video, and I got a response from the dude from South Africa, and he goes, I bring this up because this is just the stupid factors that nobody puts into the equation. He said, South Africa will be lucky to be electrified by 2030. I don't know where people are getting that Africa is going to switch to EVs.
Yeah, the main EV places are going to be probably Europe and China, I would imagine. And then the United States will probably be, half-half for a while, or it'll be split for a while. But then you have like Africa and India and all those other places. I don't think they're going to have electric cars, not even in the slightest, at least for a long time.
Half is a tall order for me, considering like 4% of the market right now is EVs.
I think eventually it will. I mean, it's going to take a long time in the United States, but it's going to be much slower than Europe, I think, or China, because China has like an emphasis on electrifying, whereas the United States really doesn't. And we have, a bunch of big automotive makers that don't make a lot of electric cars that are, probably paying off congressmen and women. So
now
they're a lot slower here.
The legacy automakers are supposed to be introducing dozens of different electric vehicles over the next 5 years, which doesn't bode well for Tesla either.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's projecting that Tesla is just going to be the only, because right now they are the dominant EV company, but EVs are a very small percentage of the market, which people don't seem to understand. And they just project it forward forever into the future. Everybody's going to buy a Tesla. All the automakers are going to die off. It's so common sense to me. I don't get it, man. I don't get how these people get so trapped in these bubbles. I mean, I made a video about Chicken Genius. He's telling his fans to buy on margin now. Buy the dips on margin.
And Tesla?
Well, he didn't specifically mention Tesla, but he's like 99% Tesla or whatever. So what do you think he's implying you buy the dips on? And I've even commented on his video, like trolling basically, saying, hey, should I buy Tesla on margin? And he said, yeah.
Well, there's going to be a lot of people, like the price of handies down at the truck stop is going to go down significantly once there's a correction in this market. There's going to be, like, I'll do it for 50 cents because I got to pay off margin, bro.
Man, the arrogance of all these people that comment on my channel, it's like, have you not read a history book? This has happened so many times in the past before. There's exciting new technology, interest rates are low, people buy on margin, and eventually they get freaking annihilated. It happens over and over again. You don't understand. It's the future, bro.
Dude,
The more Tesla goes up, the more they get reinforced that they're right.
you know what the best part of this is this is the one I keep throwing out at people. I'm like, go look at the bicycle bubble of the late 1890s in England. Like, I'm like, everything that they said about bicycles, they're saying now about EVs. It's like, that's the thing. Once you start reading about bubbles, you go, oh, there is nothing new under the sun. Like, these are all the same lines that have been used throughout history. It's always different this time. And it's just going to crack me up because I get accused of being arrogant. They're like, you're arrogant. I'm like, oh, the guy that can figure out the intrinsic value of stocks but has no confidence that he can consistently beat the market is arrogant.
Yeah, I mean, if you question the Tesla to the 20 trillion narrative, you're obviously an arrogant idiot because it's so obvious. The stock went up, therefore it's going to keep going up. It's the future, bro. It's common sense. I mean, you can tell the things that are in a bubble right now because everybody's saying to buy them. Everybody says they're the future. It's obvious. Any kind of EV company, any kind of cryptocurrency, massive bubbles.
Well, dude, guess who's pushing crypto now?
Who?
Matt Damon.
Really? Like, was he paid to shill a specific crypto or
not a specific crypto, but he's doing like some like marketplace crypto thing where he comes out talking about how he's super smart, you know, because Matt Damon basically thinks he is Goodwill Hunting. And
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. and he comes out talking about the future and everything, and then it goes into such and such crypto exchange, and I'm like, bruh, I'd be like, you either are an unscrupulous human being or you just don't know anything about investing, and that's why you're plugging this. Because if somebody came to me and I was famous and they were like, hey, will you plug this crypto? I'd be like, hey, no.
Hey, I mean, if somebody paid me to give my honest opinion, I would take their money and then I would crap all over whatever they told me to talk about. If you pay me, I'll do it, but I'm not gonna, shill and support your crypto or whatever just because you paid me to do it.
Well, dude, I don't think they're gonna pay you to do that. Like,
no.
Yeah.
They're not going
hey,
to.
Here's $100,000. Crap all over my product.
Well, it's all about attention, Jay. Okay, that's all that matters. As long as there's attention and you get publicity, it doesn't matter if it's negative or positive. Attention's attention.
Well, I mean, I'm going to start plugging Musk coin. I think I'm just going to start plugging cryptocurrencies that don't exist on my channel.
And you see like search results or search trends on Google go up. Where can I buy Musk coin? Well, we do need to make like a gag. Like if we ever get like freaking huge and we have the resources to like, pay some programmer, we should make some gag coin and just like, enrich our fans and try to screw over everybody else. I think that'd be hilarious.
Dude, I swear to God, right after, if I had a big channel, right after Tech Lead announced his stupid coin, I would have announced my stupid coin too. But the thing is I would have ignored people trying to email me to ask where they can buy my coin. But I would have just said, Musk coin. They said Elon Musk. It's going to be the currency of Mars. And I would just plug it on
Dogecoin. Come on, didn't you watch whatever his face is? Dogecoin's going to be the crypto used on Mars when Elon colonizes the planet.
Solving the butt pussy problem?
No, it was somebody else. It's some Doge shill. He has like hundreds of thousands of subscribers. And he's like one of the dumbest people I've ever seen in my life. I completely forgot his name because he's like so stupid and irrelevant, but let me see if I can find him. But yeah, he was saying, "Oh, it's gonna be the currency of Mars, bro."
I don't.
Final Stand. His name's Final Stand.
Oh, dude, yeah, okay. I know who that dumb mother effer is.
Let me see how many subs he has. 250K.
You want to know how like clueless these people are? So I got into a Twitter war, right, with this woman. It started about guns, but then it ended up somehow on the subject of climate change. And she wanted to school me on the fact that I don't know anything. So she's calling me dumb the whole time, and I'm not even responding. I started calling her blue-haired land whale, and it gets to the point in the climate change thing where I basically am explaining to her how you're not going to power our civilization on renewables. So she keeps repeatedly calling me dumb. So I uploaded the link to the Michael Moore trailer about how wind and solar, how it's basically the emperor has no clothes. No response. Then I got blocked.
Did she actually have green hair?
But well, no, she was just like fat and a liberal arts major, so I called her blue-haired land whale. But it's the problem with Final Stand, that moron, is the fact that he doesn't really like understand. I think he actually believes we'll be on Mars soon, but he just doesn't understand how hostile Mars is to human life in general. Like, there's no atmosphere, so that the sunlight is ionizing radiation, meaning you're going to get cancer in a solid 2 weeks of being under that sun.
Yeah, but Jay,
we don't have the technology to block it. There's no like how do you think that we're going to live on Mars?
Tesla will figure it out, Jay. Just trust in Elon, okay? Have faith. Believe in him.
That's not even counting on the fact that, like, when you're flying through space, right, to get to Mars, okay, you're traveling at such a velocity that if even a piece of aluminum foil were floating in space and you hit it, it would go right through the shuttle like it wasn't even there. Like it was a tin can. You can't
bet against Elon Musk, Jay, okay? You're saying all this FUD. It doesn't matter. Elon will find a way. Have faith.
What if Elon
stand in Elon?
What if Elon just moves to Mars and it's just Elon? How many fanboys do you think would kill themselves?
They probably try to like start their own colony with him as like the emperor, you know.
I'm done. I'm moving to Mars. I have the technology. I'm going to use the boring company to bore my way to Mars.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, you got $1, dude.
Bump it up, bump, 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 bump it up. I'm richer than you now. Thank you. This is one of my biggest fans. I appreciate you and all your comments. Everybody else send me $1,000 now, or you're gonna get kicked off the stream. Thank you for your confirmation.
That makes me think, like, when you were doing Jeremy's song, I wish I was sitting like right next to him as like Voyager Digital and the Tattooed Chef imploded. Like just sitting right next to him, like looking at him. Like your dog would look at you while you're taking a crap, just staring at him, not saying anything.
Dude, I actually have video ideas. Like if Tesla ever goes down, I'm gonna have like a green screen with like Tesla stock crashing. I'm just gonna dance to a bunch of songs in front of it. I'm gonna have so much fun when like either the crypto market or Tesla goes down. It's gonna be unbelievable.
Well, it's such a religion at this point. I was sitting there in the sauna at the gym. It's me and like 4 other people in there, and this dude's trying to talk about crypto, and I go, yeah, crypto's not an investment. He goes, yeah, I know, it's a currency. And then I go, no, it's not. And he goes, well, what do you mean? I go, currencies are inflationary, meaning they lose value. I'm like, crypto's a deflationary asset. He goes, yeah. I go, so would you pay for your food with an asset that's going to be worth more in the future? And he goes, no. I go, okay, so crypto's not a currency. And then he goes, well, if you look at it, what's really backing up the US dollar is, people's faith in it. I go, yeah, faith in the United States government. And he goes, yeah, so I mean, crypto is basically the same thing. I go, yeah, no. Like the dude started getting mad at me in there, and I'm like, dude, your crypto is garbage, and even if it is the future, which one is it?
You can't question these people's one hope out of poverty.
Huh?
You can't question their one hope out of poverty or a miserable life. If you question their ticket out of their crappy lives, they're going to get mad at you. There's no arguing with them.
Yeah, and no, you're right though. It is. It's like people's hopes on leaving whatever mind-numbing drudgery they do as a job. They just don't want to hear it, and it's like, okay, well, let me tell you something. This is only going to extend the amount of time that you're in the pit extracting gold, because you bought a bunch of stuff that's not worth anything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sick and tired of all the BS too, because I work really hard. I have a full-time job. I tutor. I do YouTube videos. I mean, I enjoy it, but it still takes time. I do a lot of different crap to support myself and get ahead. And then you have these clowns. Oh, just buy crypto, bro. You don't have to do anything. It just offends me to the core how stupid and brainwashed and how desperate these people are. But they're not going to listen because that's their only hope.
Will AMC squeeze this year? I don't know, man. I had my fun with the whole gamma squeeze and all that stuff. I don't care anymore. AMC, the ape father is going to be broke, and he's so old. Well, he's not really that old, but he's at an age where he's never going to recover from it. I'm just done with it. I'm like, okay, I just want to look at stocks. The whole AMC thing is stupid. It was fun while it lasted. It's just overstayed its welcome.
It's old. It's so last year. Who even gives a crap about AMC anymore? And think about 10 years from now. Do you think anybody's really going to give a crap about that one stock? No, they're going to find something else, some crypto or some other stupid stock to focus their attention on. AMC is doomed to fail.
Well, I mean, the ape father's going to be on his yacht at that point with $350 million because AMC is going to be $100,000 a share.
He's going to be in the ape mansion. They're going to be flinging poop at each other.
Let me see something. AMC shares outstanding.
Synthetic shares. What about the synthetic shares, huh?
Yeah. What about, I needed to know. Okay. So 513 million. 513 million shares.
What are you calculating the value of the company? Is it even making money?
Times 100,000.
AMC. This is the last.
I don't know. My calculator is telling me it's some number that it doesn't even want to calculate out. So it's 5.13 e to the 13 would be the value of AMC, which I'm pretty sure is greater than. I don't even know what that number is.
Oh, you're trying to find the market cap if it goes to 100,000 per share?
Yes, that's what.
$20 billion trillion, bro.
I'm going to calculate it in Excel.
Oh, yeah. Somebody's talking about the Rivian IPO. I've been reading about that. I need to actually look into that so I can laugh at it because they're probably losing massive amounts of money. But this guy right here says, will it take money from other EV bubbles? I hope something deflates Tesla. I can't tell you if it is, but it'd be funny if it did.
Okay, well, that would give me a number so large that even Excel doesn't want to do it.
Did your Excel freeze?
Just no. That's basically what my Excel sheet and calculator told me was nope. I was like, hey, what's this number? And my calculator just goes, nah, dude, I'm not doing that. That's stupid.
Oh, and speak of the devil, so I just checked YouTube, and Ape Father just released a video. It says, "Spare change into AMC Millions, Episode 2."
I should comment down there. I'd be like, hey man, yesterday on the way to work, my tire was low on air. So I went to fill it up with the air at a gas station, and somebody left me a Ziploc bag full of change. There was like $3 and quarters in there. Will that also be AMC Millions if I invest it?
Absolutely, dude. And the funny thing is, he has like 11,000 subscribers. I don't think he's moved in probably 6 months. Like, he's barely gained any more. And he's only going to go down from here, I think.
Well, I mean, he's not offering anything really. I mean, when you look at a video, if a guy's out there and he's sharing his intrinsic value for a company, and you're looking at it and you're like, okay, I don't know how much I agree with this guy, or maybe I do agree with him. But either way, at least they have a thought process that might change the way you think. And that's something to offer. The Ape Father, what? He's a fat Guido that goes and he screams, you can't kill AMC at the Halloween premiere.
He did it in the supermarket too. He was screaming, "Buy AMC!"
Yeah.
Imagine being that obnoxious, because like he probably makes $3 in ad revenue off of one video, maybe. Like, why would you do all that obnoxious BS? You know, and embarrass yourself in public for $3. It's just ridiculous.
Well, this is the number one thing I would have pointed out in his video. I'd be like, you're a grown man wearing a gold chain.
He's Italian, man. It's their culture.
Yeah. Well, I do love the fact that I can call him a Guido without getting in trouble, although I'm sure there'll be Italian Americans after me. Listen here, you Mick.
Well, I'm part Italian, so I can make fun of Italians all day.
I have no part Italian. I'm basically Welsh and Scottish and Irish. Like, there's no part of me.
You can't call me an Italophobe. It's kind of actually, you know, say nasty things about a certain group of people, and I can't get in trouble for it.
Yeah, you're an Italian phobe, man. Like, yeah, no, okay, whatever, man. I grew up around all Italian people. That's why I don't want to talk with my hands as much.
I actually found him on LinkedIn because, like, he has his name in his freaking description of all his videos. You can find him. He's like some salesman or some crap like that.
Yeah, well, he's not going to be quitting his job. He's going to be like, this is what'll happen. 20 years from now, that guy will be like 200 years old. And what you'll do is you'll be retired and you'll just email me like, hey man, you were saying something about AMC.
Yeah. He's we should pull up his LinkedIn profile and expose him. Just kidding.
No, we should. No, I don't want to open us up to lawsuits.
I mean, you can find him pretty easily. He's got his freaking name in his description, and then you just literally go to LinkedIn, and there he is. Salesman or some crap like that. What do you think
the odds are that Jeremy and Meet Kevin are going to sue you and say that you destroyed their business?
I mean, as of right now, they can't because I'm so small. There's no way I have any kind of material impact on their business. But by the time I get big enough to where that can happen, well, I'm going to be in a limited liability company, so they can sue my LLC all they want. What are they going to take, my computer, if they win the lawsuit?
I would love to see that in court and be in court, like getting interviewed as a witness and just calling them dumb and moronic and getting chastised by the judge, where the judge goes, listen, man, this is a court of law. You can't call Meet Kevin a taint sniffing loser. All right. This is yeah, my bad, Your Honor. So anyways, that taint sniffing loser over there, you kept selling these stupid courses, right? And Chris and I are like, this is dumb. Like, what's this going to teach you that a Boglehead forum doesn't?
I mean, it's just funny that like people, they always say, oh, what if they sue you, Chris? It's like, I tell people to buy broadly diversified index funds and tax advantage accounts. They literally give stock advice to hundreds of thousands and millions of people, and they're not even registered investment advisors. It's like, how can you possibly think I would get in trouble when you look at what these idiots are doing and getting away with? Like, they're getting no attention from the SEC, but they're giving like financial advice specifically in their groups. They have to be buy and sell.
Well, you have a mole.
I do. We'll keep
that. So I mean, what has your mole told you? Like, does Laquifi offer financial advice? Because that's one thing I'm really careful on. And if you notice, when I do my videos on intrinsic value, even if it's close and I think I want to buy it, the only company I've said, hey, I'm buying this, do what you want to do, was Baba. But other than that, I'm like, oh, Discover Financial. Like, I'm going to add this to the watch list. I want to look at this more. Or I recently did Etsy. And with its current ratio of 6, I was like, if this company drops to a buy, I'm probably balls deep because it's so much money. And if I remember, I don't think it was diluting shareholders really bad either. I have to go back and look, but.
Yeah.
It's just, Etsy's just too expensive right now. It's just not worth it.
Yeah, most things are expensive. I mean, there's not really many things to buy. But like I said, it always goes back to, I don't care if people accuse me of financial advice. It's, okay, I told you to buy an index fund in an IRA. Man, you're going to sue me now, aren't you? I mean, basically every freaking YouTube channel says the same thing. But I'm just astounded about what other people can get away with. Oh, buy on margin. Here's how to trade options, buy and sell alerts. And nothing freaking happens. Nothing at all.
Because what it's going to take, dude, is a market correction. And then it's going to take this is what I point out about crypto all the time. I go, what do you think is going to happen when some congressman or senator has a family member and it's an old grandma up there going, and my stepson told me to buy crypto and I lost everything. This needs to be regulated. What do you honestly think is going to happen at that point? Like, people have a tendency to argue for the world they want instead of the world in which they live. Like, I wish the government didn't have wasn't jumping into the markets as much as it does and interfering, but I don't live in that world. I live in a world where all it's going to take is a bunch of old people losing money in the crypto market for the government to then come in and be like, oh, your Shiba coin banned.
One could only hope, but, we've been praying and praying, it still hasn't happened. So, I mean, someday it'll happen. I don't know when, but we just have to be patient and just deal with these idiots. Oh, I'm so smart because I saw something go up and I bought it. Like that. Those are the idiots that are getting rewarded in this kind of market. Is literal morons that just buy something that's going up and then it keeps going up, and they seem like geniuses.
Well, that's going to end when the Fed starts raising interest rates.
They do need to. Like, you can just see, like, it's causing bubbles. It really is. Because they can access margin cheaply. They can do wild speculation. They raise the rates. That's really going to tamper that down, which would be a wonderful thing. But like you said, they're also trapped because if they do, well, then the government has to pay higher interest rates and we have a lot of debt. So issues everywhere.
Man, personal end is back.
He calls me a bellend. I don't know what that means. It's like, it might be like an English insult. Are you a bellend, matey? Let's see what bellend means. Bellend.
What is it?
Glands of the penis. An annoying or contemptible man.
I like this. Strongman live on location from truck stop. Let's interview one of the Tesla morons. Dude, I would love to just be sitting down there being like, and I told you Tesla was overvalued. And now you are in the middle of, and the guy's like, I should have listened to you. I'm not actually going to gag myself for that joke, but
Oh, yeah, we know what you're referring to. What's that? What's Tesla at right now? $1,216. Man, that's quite the steal. I might go buy it on margin, like Chicken Genius told me to. Oh, look at this. So I looked at Tesla. I'm on Robin Stock right now. And then I go down and it says, oh, the first article. Elon Musk named meme token Dogecoin gains 119% in 7 days. Nears 1 billion market cap. Just buy Dogecoin, bro. You don't have to do anything.
But here's my question. I understand there's a lot of money to be made in between A and B. But if let's say you make a ridiculous sum of money, $100 million off of crypto. Can you actually honestly sell it without tanking that entire crypto? Or I don't know how that works. Because it's like when you say, okay, Elon Musk is worth $300 billion, except he's not. Because if you went and tried to collect that, he'd have to sell all his Tesla stock, which would then flood the market. Then the price of the stock would drop. So it would be diminishing returns the whole time.
Well, simple math. It's just a matter of buy. There's no buyers. I mean, you got to significantly lower how much you're willing to sell it in order for people to scoop it up. So yeah, eventually the people with the crypto fortunes, they definitely can't get all that money out. They can get a big portion of it out, which is that's why all those cryptos crash, because all the scam artists wait till it goes high enough and they all sell out at once. And that's how you get those precipitous plummets. But even then, you don't get you can't access the wealth that you see in those cryptocurrencies. That's definitely a true thing.
What was the latest one? It was Shiba Inu coin.
Yeah, that's like the newest hot one, but I think it's starting to fade away. I think something else is going to come up.
Yeah, people were talking about the Floki coin.
Yeah, because of Graham Steph nuts. Oh, I don't want to promote this crypto, but then I talk about it on my channel.
So Graham's turned to the dark side now.
A lot of his recent videos have been pretty stupid. Like he's been talking about cryptos a lot and just speculative crap, just to keep generating views.
Well, the Floki coin here is saying that it was inspired by Elon Musk.
Yeah, because it's Elon Musk's dog. He named his dog Floki.
I wonder if the average person that's buying the coin even realizes that Floki was a actual famous Viking shipbuilder. I don't know if I went over this the last time, but I had explained somebody at work. They brought that up, and they're like, "Oh, how clever he is!" And I'm like, "He's not that clever, dude. He's really not." Like, the more I watch Thunderfoot's videos, the less and less I see Elon Musk as anything more than a grifter. Just a grifter at the highest level of grifting. Because think about it like this. So when you actually go and you look at the Los Angeles tunnel, right? It's completely different than what he promised. He goes, it's like an air hockey table. It's not that hard. And okay, what did we get? We basically got a tunnel under the ground, which I could have thought of, that you can basically drive at lawnmower speeds through. So, at what point does everybody go, hey, dude, we were promised something else, and you're delivering something that's a piece of crap? I honestly could have crapped on a piece of tinfoil, wrapped it up, and gave it to you, and it would be the equivalent of your tunnel that you dug under LA.
No, dude, I can't wait to see what this robot is going to be capable of doing. This amazing robot that he's designing. It's probably good for people moving its arm. It can go like this and maybe like this, and then all his fans will go crazy. Oh my God! Did you see what the robot did? It moved its arms, and then its Tesla stock will go up 10%.
Oh, I don't know, man. I just want to know. I just want to see when I want Tesla now to just become the world's most valuable company. I want it to shoot up to like $3,000 or $4,000 a share, so I can just laugh at everybody when it crashes.
Well, it's like every new piece of news is going to just push it higher and higher and higher now. That's just like the rigmarole that it's in. It's divorced from the fundamentals now. So every time people see new news that makes Tesla look a tad bit better, it's going to add hundreds of billions of dollars of market cap until it implodes.
Well, one of the things that's going to implode is the Hertz deal.
They didn't even sign a deal. Did you see Elon's tweet? Like, the deal's not even official. They added $300 billion of market cap for a deal that would have produced about $600 million of future cash flows and profits, and the deal wasn't even wasn't even legit. Like, if you don't see it's a bubble, you're smoking crack.
Well, this would have been my question to everybody involved. I would have said to Hertz, I would have said, cool, but where are you getting the money? You're bankrupt, dude. Like, this is what I would have said to Hertz. Like, you haven't produced positive cash flows in years. You don't have the whatever $6 billion that it's going to cost to buy 100,000 Teslas. So what are you talking about?
Well, they're not. They're probably not going to buy them all, or even any of them. But it's just free PR. That's all it is.
That's what it was.
Tesla's the hype. All we got to do is say, "Oh, I have a deal with Tesla," and boom, they probably increase their market cap pretty significantly, and they might be able to issue more shares now.
That gives me an idea.
Do we announce a partnership with Tesla?
Yep, we should both. On our channels, announce that our channels are now powered by Tesla.
I'm going to say live interview with Elon Musk.
Dude.
We can dress you up in like an Elon Musk costume.
And I'll be like, what is it that you want to know about Tesla?
It's the future, bro.
I would love to get to the point, but he's actually smart enough to realize this. He's never going to actually debate somebody that knows what they're talking about. But I'd love to be sitting across from him, just going over his basic, his successes, like talking about the tunnel under LA and just looking at him just to see his scammy, grifty responses when I go, so you said it was going to be like an air hockey table, and we were going to be going under LA at hundreds of miles an hour. Yeah, basically, the only thing I can drive through your tunnel is a riding lawnmower at 4 miles an hour. So I would love to see him defend it and just sit there and watch the gears grind as he's like trying to talk around me. And I'm just like, yeah, but that's not what you did.
Well, I mean, he's probably rehearsing how to answer all those questions. He's already pre-thought out how to, tamp down any disagreements or criticisms.
Yeah, but it becomes a certain point where you just look at him and he goes, Tesla will be full self-driving within the next year. And you go, okay, yeah, dude, but everything that you're talking about, like when you bring that up, you haven't gotten past stage 2 in the automation of a Tesla vehicle. Like as far as stage 5 is full self-driving. What they're calling full self-driving now is really stage 2, and it's not that far ahead of any of the other automakers. They're ahead, but they're not that far ahead. And then when you factor in a company like Ford, the amount of money that they bring in, their money that they can throw at R&D starts to erode Tesla's lead very quickly.
And even if the U.S. automakers can't do it, maybe a foreign automaker would do it. Actually, I think in the 70s and 80s, the Japanese cars crushed the American car industry. There's always something out there where you're comfortable when you're in the lead and you think you're going to take over the world, and then somebody else comes, some underdog comes and just freaking crushes you. Especially in the auto industry, it's super competitive. There's no moat really to the auto industry.
Well, that's the great thing about Japanese culture, man. They'll look at something and the Japanese culture doesn't encourage creativity. But one thing that the Japanese do better than almost anybody is they're like, oh, you have an idea? Oh, you implemented it? That's cool. hey, hold my beer while we do this way better than anything that you're doing. And that was the Japanese cars in the 70s and 80s. Americans had these big, inefficient vehicles, and then the gas crisis came, and Japan was like, okay, cool, but look at our little Honda Civic.
Yeah, I mean, and I think the real automaker that's going to have the real lead is whoever can come up with the really cheap, actual affordable electric vehicle. And I bet you a lot of the big automakers are going to keep offering, like, maybe not even full electric, but maybe like hybrid vehicles.
Yeah, that's what I was
a lot more
say.
Affordable.
I think the way forward for now is going to be the hybrid. I think that's what's going to be the real seller, and the reason is price point. Until they, but I mean, what do you think's going to happen too when it really starts to come into the public's consciousness about the actual pollution that EVs cause? Because a lot of people just seem to have it in their head that this is just a free lunch that we're getting with electric vehicles. So it's, once people wake up to that, I don't know the impact that that's going to have on the electric vehicle market when we're sitting there and we're like, okay, so what are we supposed to do with these batteries now? This is just a toxic waste dump that this creates.
Yeah, but it's cleaner than gas, Jay. So we can just ignore any of the other issues.
It's not cleaner than gas, though. You have to burn coal. Because
people want to think that they're participating in something clean and good and amazing. That's why they're so fanatical about Tesla, because they think they're, at the forefront of this massive revolution in green technology.
Yeah. Green technology, like I've said on numerous occasions, is just another the emperor has no clothes. Also, everything that Kathy Woods has been buying as of late is dropping.
What has she bought recently?
I don't know. Some garbage. Didn't she buy Coinbase or something like that?
Coinbase? Yeah, well, I think Coinbase has actually gone up because like crypto's been going crazy. It's actually recovered, but as soon as crypto crashes again, Coinbase is going to crash again.
Hold on. I have Bio Nano brought up in Everything Money software.
Bingo stock?
Yeah, because I need to revisit it because so many people called me an idiot for telling them it was a trash stock. Oh my God, dude. When you look at it's not even a parabolic curve up. It's a line that goes straight up on its increasing value.
Wait, did it recently just skyrocket?
No, this is back in April. It went from $2.05 on April 8th to on April 14th, it was worth $328.
Holy crap. Jesus. And let me guess, they're not even close to being profitable.
Let me see.
Bingo. I remember I made a video on Ocugen too. I think that crashed recently, so I feel pretty pretty happy about that. Oh my God, yeah, Ocugen just got freaking obliterated.
Well, it has nothing underlying it.
None of these stocks do, man.
Well, Everything Money did a video on it yesterday, and they said it's the most share increases they've ever seen. The share increase is up 88,000%.
Oh yeah, wasn't it like 200,000 shares, and then it went all the way to like 20 million or something like that?
Yeah.
But it's the future, bro.
Well, here's the thing about Coinbase. Right now, it's telling me that its earnings per share are actually positive as of June 2021.
Yeah, Coinbase is up, man. It's $338 now, but like I said, it's going to go up with crypto and it's going to go down with crypto. So the second the freaking crypto sell-off happens, which it always does, Coinbase is going down again. It's one of the dumbest freaking stocks you could buy.
Yeah, but still, let's see how massively overvalued Coinbase is.
I mean,
I'll
I think
figure it out.
the value is zero because it's fundamentally underpinned by cryptocurrency, which I think is freaking worthless. So I wouldn't pay for that stock.
I agree with you there, but I just want to see something.
Yeah, you can't really do discounted cash flow of Coinbase because it's so erratic. It just fluctuates randomly like cryptocurrency. You can't model that stock.
Wow, we'll figure out its price, its book value per share. And so it has, I just looked at its shareholder equity. 4.2.
I wonder how much of their assets are in crypto, because don't they invest a lot of their assets in cryptocurrency? So even
and that's probably the case.
Equity.
Yep, but that's divided by
Coinbase.
210 million. So its book value per share would be $22 from the $3.38 that you're at right now. So basically, I mean, that's by it's by a margin of 15 times. It's more expensive than it should be. And I mean, that's even like you said, they're buying crypto. So as far as that being counted as shareholder equity, I don't know how you can do that because like I said, like you said, the intrinsic value of crypto is zero.
Yeah, and like the thing with accounting is you can have an asset on your books, but if that asset drops, you have to do an impairment charge, which means you write down the value of the asset. So that massive shareholder equity that you think you have because you have a lot of assets in crypto, it takes one write down to annihilate that and basically make your equity almost.
Well, that's one of the That's one of the reasons accounting stuff I don't understand is one of the reasons why if you watch the videos I do where I'm trying to figure out the intrinsic value of some of these stocks, that I say I don't trust the math on doing it this way to get an intrinsic value of your company. It's because I know that there's crap that's held as shareholder equity that there is fundamentally worthless, but it's still on the books. So it's still counted as shareholder equity, but if you and I bought the company, we couldn't actually liquidate that for any value. And that's why I say, if you trust this math, okay, but I don't. Because that's how I figured out Peloton's future value was I just grew their shareholder equity and then grew their shares outstanding to get the book value per share in 2031. But I use book value per share to figure out the price of a stock when I'm adding cash flows back in because I'm like, all right, well, the cash flows are there. So it has an intrinsic value.
I mean, if you go out far enough, you could find an intrinsic value because you just have to basically factor in all those negatives and then predict when it's going to be profitable. So you'd have to have a bunch of, projected balance sheets and income statements to really figure all that crap out. But you'd have to go way into the future, discount all those cash flows back. And even then it might be close to zero. So I don't get why people screw these stupid stocks. I mean, you're just literally gambling. And if you make money, it's because you got lucky. Okay. You're not a freaking genius because you bought some futuristic stock because you read an article about it. So just stop.
Well, that and on top of it, I don't know why this is the one that amazes me the most. All you did was put in numbers on a Excel sheet. Yep. You didn't read the 10K. Nope. You didn't do your due diligence. Don't need to. I need to be able to eliminate a stock. That's what my thing is for, is to eliminate. It's not to figure out whether you want to buy because then you have more work to go. You have to go read the 10K. Or you can buy Alibaba basically because your numbers worked out, you have confidence, and then Charlie Munger bought it. All right. Yeah. Good.
Yeah, he actually
But-
doubled down. He bought it in like the 140s.
Yeah. No, I know he did. I just was reaching the limit of what I want my position to be. So that's why I haven't really been buying. I'm like, all right. I pretty much reached my fill on this stock. So I'm probably not really going to buy anymore.
Yeah, I mean, because we're so close to the day you can contribute to your Roth IRA. I mean, it's only less than 2 months away. You can max your IRA. So right now, I'm just going to hoard cash, and then when January 1st comes around, 6,000 in mine, 6,000 in the wives, and then maybe I'll think about something else. Maybe I'll buy more VT, or maybe I'll buy some stocks if I like them.
I'm putting BABA into my IRA.
Actually, I have it in my IRA. It's like, well, now it's down to like 3% because it's been annihilated, but it's in there.
Yeah, I have to put a bunch of it. I have to put a bunch of it that I've bought since I maxed my Roth. I have to put that into my IRA. So I'm going to be selling a bunch of BABA with other stuff to put that in my IRA. Because it's like I have to get it out of my brokerage account. It's just I've been contributing to my IRA, but there's just money in there that it's like, okay, well, I have extra money this month. I'm going to buy this. So it piles up.
Yeah, I mean, if you keep buying in taxable accounts, before you know it, you have so much money in there. And then so, oh, crap, now I don't have enough for my IRA. So I like to save money where I have like cash. And on January 1st, I know I have that 12 grand and I can immediately throw it in. And I don't have to worry about the market dipping or any of that crap. It's just right there waiting for the beginning of every year. Then I just do it next year. I save up cash whenever I can. And maybe I'll do a couple stock investments, but I still need 12 grand minimum in cash so I can contribute.
Yeah, I've pretty much gotten to the point now where I can really start concentrating on just crushing everything, because most everything that I need to buy for the house that I'm going to buy, I've bought. I've gotten out of whatever debt that I had from buying the house. So I'm pretty much down to not really spending very much money. And you're in a good position because you got a raise recently.
$1,100 a month more, tax-free. Woo! You know, if you think about it, that's literally that's my IRA max right there. If I save it for me and my wife, it's a little over 12 grand every year. I just funded my IRA for free. So yeah, man, I'm doing pretty good now. Like, you know, as long as everything keeps going how it's going.
Here's the thing I was going to tell you. I don't know how much you actually care about this, but if you go over a certain percentage in disability, I don't think you can be in the reserve or guard anymore. And I think it's 60%. All right. Yeah.
Oh, I have to get out of the military? Oh, man.
I don't know. Like, you know, because I've talked to other dudes who are reservists, and I've said there's a limit on how much you can be in the reserves with. Or if you stay in at a certain point, they take your money because you've already been paid for it, and you only get like
money. Even when I was like a lot lower disability rating, when I went to drill, those days they had to subtract that from your VA payment. So I actually they didn't subtract it for like 2 years. And then they started taking like $80 a month from my disability check to pay back the debt that I owed for drilling and getting VA at the same time. It's freaking stupid. It's like, oh, you want to stay in the reserve and serve your country? Well, we're going to screw you over.
Yeah, but I also get it that they don't want people scamming where somebody's like, oh, I'm 100% disabled and I'm also in the Air National Guard. Because I mean, if somebody said to me, they're like, well, you still go to the gym. Couldn't you go to drill and all that? And it's like, no, I couldn't. Honestly, my time frame for standing in one position is less than 10 minutes. So it's like, I look at people when I go, I'm an actual real 100% through the VA. Not like a lot of the dudes that I know that have like a sprained elbow and they're out running marathons. And I'm like, whatever, dude. It is what it is, man. I guess I don't care. But
there's a lot of fraud in the VA system. 100%. Massive fraud. There's some legit, but there's also like whenever I hear somebody's like 100% disabled, my initial instinct is like, you're full of crap. I mean, I could be wrong, but there's a lot of scammers out there.
I know people that are 100%, dude, right? And they could go run marathons.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm walking around right now with 2 torn muscles in my hips that I don't know if they're trying to rehab me. But even then, my physical therapist has gotten frustrated with me because I've gotten frustrated with her where I'm like, you are asking me to do something I can't do. And I go, because I had to tell her, I go, listen, I'm a savage. Like I will ignore pain. I did it when I was in the military. I ran on sprained ankles. If I'm telling you I can't physically do something, I can't do it. So, I mean, there's that. But I know a guy in the VA, works for the VA, GS11, 100%, drives Amazon trucks at night, and I know that dude is full of crap. He's maybe 50 or 60% disabled.
Yeah, it's a total sham, but what can you do?
Like, and some of the dudes like, oh, I'm sorry, you got PTSD because you shot a guy over there. Like, well, what did you sign up for? And also, they're terrorists. So I don't in any way understand why you even care that you did. But that's me.
Because we're all human, Jay. Okay. We're all human.
But I mean,
you know what I have PTSD from? I have PTSD from all the trash on YouTube that I have to watch every day.
I have PTSD because I look into LaBeefy's shark eyes and I realize that this is nothing more than a money predator. There's no soul behind it. Like there's no intelligent thought other than consuming other people's money.
I'm going to be a billionaire. I'm going to take over the world.
Even if he became a billionaire, I would still look at him and be like, you're a billionaire, but you're a grifter. I'd be like, at least Elon Musk grifted, but gave the world something.
Yeah, the only thing in the world that the only thing Jeremy gives to the world is, subpar returns, because whatever returns you get listening to him, you've more than lost them paying for a stupid Discord.
Well, that and on top of it, like a lot of these, why a lot of these dudes can get away with it is because a lot of these guys don't make enough money that when they sell these stocks, like, you follow Meat Spin Kevin and he's like, I'm going to take profit on this. Well, a lot of the people watching him, they don't make enough money that the tax implications affect them. But it's like if you had a dude who has a pretty decent portfolio and made a decent amount of money, if he was like making mid 6 figures, like 150K a year, had like $600,000 in his brokerage account, that dude starts moving in and out of stocks. He's going to notice the capital gains in California very quickly. Whereas a dude who's watching Meat Spin Kevin, who thinks Kevin knows what he's talking about, makes less than $30,000 a year. So they can jump in and out of these stocks. And they're like, oh, well, I made 8% on Peloton, so it's worth it.
Yeah, but even they pay taxes because, like, there's short term and there's long term. Long term, you have good rates. Short term, if you listen to Kevin, all you're going to have are short term gains and short term losses, of course. But you're going to have short term gains, which are always taxed at your highest bracket, and they can even bump you into a new tax bracket. So,
what was the tax you were talking about? You're talking about a tax I had never heard of.
The net investment income tax.
The what is it?
The net investment income tax.
Yeah.
Basically,
okay.
If you have a earnings or an adjusted gross income over a certain level, if you're upper class, you pay an additional tax on top of your capital gains. So Meat Spin Kevin literally pays almost 54% tax when you add it all up on every single trade that he does. So when he says, "Oh, I made 10 grand," no, he probably made what, 3,600, something like that, $4,600. He gets taxed to death, which is why I say, why not just buy and hold, dude? Then you pay zero taxes, literally zero.
Well, it just goes to show you like the impossibility at a high level, if you're a moron, of actually beating the market. Like,
oh, there's no way he beats the market.
Yeah.
No way.
I think Paul and Mo and the Everything Money guys, I think them and certain other people have a shot at beating the market. I don't agree with some of their stock calls, but you're never going to agree with anybody on everything. Okay, those guys have a logical process. If you have a logical process and you're an average dude, like if one of our viewers right now said, "I think I can beat the market and this is my process," I might look at him and be like, "Yeah, it's a possibility. You beat it by 1 or 2%. I just don't understand in any way why somebody would look at Meat Spin Kevin and conclude this guy can beat the market. There is no possible way to beat the market when you're opening yourself up for 55% taxes on your profits. Like, I don't get it. You might as well just buy VT.
Yeah, he would do way better. That's why, like, whenever he does see my videos, I think he knows I'm freaking right, but he's able to get away with it because so many people are ignorant of the tax system. But that's why he gets so triggered when he sees my videos, because he knows I'm just ripping his stupid strategy apart. I freaking hate it, man.
But yeah, and that's another thing, right? If I had, we talked about it before, and I can only use myself. If I had 1.5 million subs or whatever subs he has, and I was sitting there putting all my money in index funds and buying a few stocks, and some dude did a video about how I don't know what I'm doing, I'd be like, okay. That'd be my reaction. Like, okay, I'll talk to you in 10 years. Like, because you know certain things. Like, you know that the Boglehead approach is the most efficient way for your average person to build a nest egg for retirement.
Even wealthy people, I think most wealthy people would do better buying VT because like they get access to like hedge funds where they get charged like crazy, and all these stupid other speculative like private investments that at the average non-accredited person can't. Even they would do better just owning the market, but they're wealthy, so they're more sophisticated, so they have to do all these sophisticated investments, and they underperform too because of the fees.
I had my mom and my stepdad got mad at me because I was talking about Bernie Madoff, and they were talking like, "Isn't it terrible?" I go, "They're rich. Fuck them. I don't care that they lost money. They should have been smarter than that." And they were like, "What do you mean?" I go, "Well, if somebody came to me and they're like, I can get you 25% per year on your money," I would go, "You run a pyramid scam."
Yeah, I mean, you should be intelligent. Like the whole point of all the laws is to protect the investor. Like, the Securities and Exchange Commission, they were all created to protect the investor. And part of those laws is that if you make a certain amount of money or you have a certain amount of net worth, you can actually invest in like things that are more risky that the average person can't. So, but it just proves right there that even the rich people are freaking morons when it comes to investing.
There was something like, I read an article where they said the average like millionaire down in like Hollywood spends less than 5 minutes a month on their finances. That's why I will never understand why Hollywood people think they're better than me. Like, hang on a minute, man. Do you take a dump? Oh, you do? Cool. Stop lecturing me about climate change.
Well, Hollywood, there's some people that care about finances. Like I'm a person that likes money more. I'm sure you are too. And then there's people that worry more about status. So if you're like a Hollywood famous person, your whole life is focused on achieving status and being like the next big thing and the center of attention. Whereas people like me and you, we're more focused on, focusing on our wealth and building our wealth because that's what we value more. That's the difference between people like that and people like us.
Well, yeah, dude, I would much rather, I mean, for me, it's like even being involved in the Hollywood machine is something I wouldn't want to do. Like if I had the choice, they were like, well, you can be a working comedian, you'll be huge in Hollywood, or you could be rich and you'll tour around and it's like you're never going to be big. I'm like, I'll take never being that big. Like my level of fame, if I could pick it, would be people that are into the same things as me know who I am. Other than that, nobody knows who I am. I go to Walmart, buy my steaks. Nobody's bothering me. Like I could not imagine being Joe Rogan.
Yeah, he's not to the point where he's too famous. Like he probably gets no peace.
Yeah, dude. I want to go to Austin at some point here, but that's basically because I want to be on Kill Tony and see if I can do a minute and see whether, because a minute is actually surprisingly hard to do. It's actually harder than 5 minutes because in 5 minutes you can build up. In a minute, you just got to hit the person. But I mean, I could, if I met Rogan, I would just look at him and go, how do you deal with being you, dude? How do you deal with everywhere you go, people think you're their friend?
Well, I mean, the good thing is, like, even if you get huge on YouTube, like, you're not going to be that famous. Like I think we said it last week. Graham Stephan, he's huge, and he probably isn't recognized that often out in public.
Well, that's probably because the average person can't actually see him. When you only come to waist level, people just look past you.
I'll never forget, like, I was watching a video. His girlfriend is, like, at least 6 inches taller than him.
Well, dude, I think Jeremy is the only one approaching or is like normal height. I think Andre Jeek is like 5'6". I think Meet Kevin can't be more than like 4'9".
No, I think he's like 5'10", probably 6 foot. I bet you because I'm 5'9.5", 5'10". He's probably the same height as me. He's just so skinny that
Meat spin.
like, I think he's taller than you think.
Okay.
Hey, Kevin, are you watching? How tall are you, bro?
Okay. I was under the impression, man. I just look at him and I'm like, that dude can't watch him be like 6'6". I'm like, I just look at him though and I go, this dude can't be more than like 2 feet tall.
I'm gonna what is this? Meet Kevin height. 5'9".
Okay.
Yeah, I mean he's not a midget, but
how tall is Graham Stephan?
Let's see. Graham Stephan height. That's like the first thing that pops up on YouTube. Okay, it says. Okay, that's not the Graham Stephan I want. It's just some English actor. It says he's 5'8". I don't believe that. He's probably like 5'6".
Well, dude, if you're saying that his girlfriend's towering over him and he's 5'8", that means his girlfriend's like 6'2".
I don't think she's 6'2". I just think he might be like 5'4" or something. I mean, not that it matters, but.
Well, dude, and Andre Jeek recently revealed his portfolio is 1.4 million in cryptos.
Yeah, I watched that video. I was like, okay, you have 500K in Robinhood, and then you have like another million in freaking crypto. It's like, I don't see anything tax efficient about this portfolio at all.
Well, it was only recently, and you did a video on it, that he switched over to buying, for some reason, he's buying VTI and VOO. That again tells me you just don't know what you're doing because it's like, bro, you only need to buy one of them. Just pick it.
Get it?
That's funny.
Oh, that was good. Kudos to you.
Yeah, let's do some comments.
All right. Solving the lot lizard shortage.
One over leveraged Tesla position at a time. Wouldn't it be awesome if Biden was up there and he's like, we're going to need more lot lizards to end this supply crisis. Truckers are out.
I'm actually like, what are the lot lizards going to do if all the trucks become automated Tesla trucks that don't have drivers? How are they going to make money and survive?
Well, this is a major problem with automation, man. These are the unsung heroes that, I mean, okay, so self-driving trucks come, right? The truckers are out there, they're picketing, they're being represented. What are lot lizards going to do? Do they have a union? I don't even know.
They could be a pretty powerful political force, you know, if they actually banded together. Yuppie trust fund kids buy Peloton products, not normal. Exactly. You know who has a Peloton is my parents. My dad makes a decent chunk of change. He's like upper middle class. Yeah, he has a Peloton, of course.
Does he have a Tesla, though?
I wouldn't be surprised.
How mad would you be at your dad if you came home to visit him and he had a Tesla?
I would never talk to him again.
I like it.
What's up, strong man? I'm going to keep the receipts on Meet Kevin. Meets Man Kevin getting mad at my videos. Nice car will be a used hybrid. Yeah, not a bad idea.
Yeah, dude, that's the way I think it's going to go. I think it's going to be in the future because I just think that for a while, the entry point for a hybrid is so much cheaper than it is. Didn't Tesla just raise the rates of their vehicle or the price of their vehicles by $3,000 or something?
Yeah, it's like 3,000 or 5,000. Yeah, because like all the rich people, oh yeah, Tesla. I want to be cool and popular like everybody else. What index funds? VT, the Vanguard Total World Stock Market Index ETF. You own every company in the world at market cap weights.
I have one to add to that, and it's just supplemental. You could add the Vanguard Healthcare Sector Fund. That's returned like 15% since 1984. And it crushed it over the past 10 years. Not as high as, say, like the Vanguard Information Sector, but healthcare still crushed it at like 14%.
And
so that's
healthcare, I think it's only going to grow with the aging population. So I'm boring though. I just do VT. It's like whatever, and then I'll maybe buy some stupid stocks every once in a while, and that's it. Where's Kyle? Kyle?
I don't know. That might be a South Park reference.
Oh yeah, could be. Intel and Cisco were the future. Yeah, I did a video showing the charts of Intel and Cisco. It's the future, bro. They freaking skyrocketed and then they crashed.
Well, I remember hearing about those companies in 2000.
Did they tell you to buy into them? It's the future, bro.
It's the exact same things that are being said now. Although I wasn't investing back then, I would just listen to people and they're like, oh, I'm just making money on this stock. And I had no clue about it. But all of the same things that people said back then, they're saying now.
I'm making so much money even though I haven't sold, and I don't realize how fast it can drop and evaporate all my gains.
This is my favorite thing that people say. So 87% of Tesla's revenues come from cars. 86.
It's gone
somewhere
up. Yeah, it's like 87 or something like that now.
So when people say that it's not a car company, I go, okay, what kind of company is it? It's like I just put it to you this way. If your company, 87% of its revenue comes from selling Elon Musk dildos, what is your company do? It sells Elon Musk dildos.
Tech company. Whatever. The more that stock goes up, the less they're going to listen.
Sells Elon Musk dildos and Elon Musk pocket anuses.
I'd probably get a pocket anus. Tesla infrastructure bill, $500 gazillion. Wouldn't that be funny if the entire infrastructure bill went to Tesla?
It wouldn't surprise me.
Or if the government like just bought Tesla stock, they like printed all that money just to buy more Tesla.
Bro, I was thinking about
just buy Tesla.
I was thinking about doing NVIDIA.
Are they really at $750 billion?
Yeah, they're ridiculous. Last time I looked at them, they had a 90 price to earnings ratio.
Jesus, that's freaking crazy. Oh, look at this. 87% of the revenue is selling cars. You're wrong, Julius. It's the future, bro. You don't understand. A followership by Cat Girl. Is that a thing? Probably is. I wouldn't be surprised. Strong independent coin.
Hold
Buy
on.
and hold coin.
Cat Girl coin.
Cat Girl coin. Is it a thing? Yes or no?
It looks like it is. And it's up 167% in the last 24 hours.
See? You should have listened to Ape Father. You're so stupid, strong man.
What is going on with these coins, man?
It's a few whales inciting FOMO, making a freaking killing off of losers. That's exactly what's going on with these coins. The Tesla shills are upset. Were they only getting 8K? Is it a credit? Is that what came out of the infrastructure bill?
See, that's the thing, man. That's the thing about huge governments that is stupid is like all of our tax money. I don't even know. Apparently, modern monetary theory is a thing, so I don't even know why I pay taxes. But like, how does my tax money? If you approached me after work, I use this example. If I was coming out of work and I have to give away X number of dollars of my labor for the day, and somebody said, yeah, so we're going to take this and use this for subsidies for Tesla, I'd be like, yeah, I don't agree to that, dude. I'm not giving you money for that.
Well, if you're self-employed or you get like 1099 self-employment income, you actually feel your taxes a lot more because when you're getting a paycheck, you're just getting that same paycheck every month. You don't really notice the taxes coming out. But like, for example, every time I get paid for tutoring, I just get one massive payment. I literally have to take 35% of that payment and put it into my savings account so I can then pay my quarterly taxes at the end of every quarter. So you really feel taxes when I got $1,700 from tutoring. And then you got to take like 600 out and put it to the side. And you only have 1,000 left.
And then you start to go with what exactly am I paying for? Like, I said on my podcast, I said, I think that like paid maternity leave is something that should happen in America. And I don't have a problem with my money going to it. Like, I don't know, if your wife had a kid and she needed to take like 6 months to a year off, I don't have a problem with subsidizing that because it produces less psychopaths. But at a certain point when you're like, hey, paternity leave too. Okay, dude, you get like 2 weeks, then get back to work. I'm sorry, your job as a dude is to work.
You're gonna take my benefits away. I get 3 months, 3 full months. Well, I mean, I think you're federal too, aren't you? We get full months whenever we have a kid. So I just had one, and I got 3 months. I haven't used it all yet. And then I'm gonna have another kid, and then I get 3 more months of paid leave.
Are you getting the snip after this one?
No, I'm never getting snipped. Ever.
Really?
Never. You gotta be prepared, man. Always gotta be prepared.
I don't know, man. I stick my balls.
My family dies in a fiery plane crash, and I have to start all over again.
I'd just be done at that point.
I'm never done, Jay. The world needs my descendants, okay?
All right. I get it. You guys
were strong, man, when I died, Jay.
You got superior bone structure with those thick wrists and big hands. It makes me jealous. I got like...
You have some pretty thick wrists.
Huh?
I do have some pretty thick wrists.
Not me, man. I got fucking bitch fist and bitch and bitch wrist. Like, dude, it's like I was working on a stand-up bit where I talk about it. How could you possibly have a need for guns? I'm like, see this fist? Bitch fist. It's not knocking anybody out. That's why I need guns.
My greatest natural defense mechanism? I sweat like crazy.
So do I.
Dude, people couldn't grab me. Like they would just slip off because I'd be so sweaty. So I got thick wrists and sweaty body. That's my two major strengths.
Dude, it is a weapon. GSP got accused of greasing in the UFC, and it was just because he would get so sweaty you can't get a hold of him. I'm the same way I'm the same way as you. When I go to the sauna at the gym, there'll be some dude in there who's been in there for 10 minutes and he'll have one little drip coming down. I'll be in there for a minute and there's like a gallon of water down on the bench. And I'm like, ooh, just try and get a hold of me when I'm trying to get away.
Yeah, people get disgusted with me. Like in the gym, like I'll be on the elliptical or doing like lifting or something, and I'll just have like puddles of water, and everybody else is like nice and dry, and here I am just drenched. It's
funny. But the downside to that is like, how bad did you sweat through your uniforms when you were deployed overseas? Because I would crush uniforms.
I mean, I would sweat. It wasn't too bad because, I mean, it wasn't really super hot where I was. I mean, I was in eastern Afghanistan in like later in the summer, and then I was in the south more towards the winter. I mean, the only time it was hot was I was in Jalalabad for like 2 days. It was horrible, and then I would get drenched. But besides that, no.
Bro, did you go through Qatar?
No, we stopped in Romania.
Bro, it's August and I'm leaving Iraq. I'm used to the heat in Iraq. It was 130 one morning, right? Well, Qatar has all the humidity of Florida because it's like 3 inches above sea level over there in the Arabian Sea. I walked out. Man, my buddy and I got in at night. We got in at like maybe 4 a.m. So it's like 11 o'clock and we're going to get food at Qatar. We both walked outside and we were like, what is this? Like, how is it? I've never felt, after living in Arizona and I live in Florida, I have never felt anything that even comes remotely close to the heat of Qatar.
Yeah, it can get freaking insane there. I mean, like, I don't know how people live with that. I'd freaking die. God, we have so many comments. Cloudflare. I need to do a video on Cloudflare too. 110 price to revenue. Cloudflare is a American web infrastructure and website security company. Ticker symbol NET. N-E-T. Guys, those rates that price to sales ratio looks very good. I recommend you invest your entire life savings into Cloudflare. Send me money. This kid is already rich. I'm not rich. Look at all the haters on my channel. I'm just a broke loser, okay? Send me all your $1 super chats.
I like that name. Herpes Free 2003.
I don't know why, but I don't know how that works, but okay. Tesla down 95%. You know how glorious that would be? I would love it. I would buy Tesla. Like Julia said, I would buy Tesla if it went down 95%.
How much would it lose?
What is it? 1,200 times 0.05. It would be $60.
Yeah, that's about what I calculated its intrinsic value at.
Yeah, I'd probably buy it at that point.
I calculated, like, if you look at Guru Focus, they're saying between $8 and $30. When I got it, it was somewhere between 40 and 60.
Isn't it hilarious that Tesla is like, let me see, it's like 15 times bigger than Ford now with by market cap.
Dude, and this is the thing. This is the thing that nobody thinks about. Like, if you just look at the market cap, whatever Tesla is, $1.2 trillion at this point. So for like, I don't know what their revenue is at this point because I generally look at free cash flow, but whatever the revenue is, compare that to Ford, and Ford is like a $60 billion market cap. And you look at it and you're like, if you had to choose between one of these two to buy, how could you ever sit there and go, oh, I'm going to buy Tesla?
Dude, the video I made, I compared the market. I had a chart of the market caps, and you have this massive freaking market cap for Tesla, and all the other car companies are like these tiny little blips. And then you compare that to the revenues of all the other companies. They're producing massive revenues, and Tesla's like this tiny little blip. I'm like, it can't get more obvious than that freaking company is overvalued.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, but like, look at Toyota's revenue. And then this is what I would say to somebody if I was arguing. I'd be like, okay, would you rather pay $60 billion for a company that produces, I don't know, I'm going to throw out a number, 5-6 billion in free cash flows, or would you rather pay 1.2 trillion for a company that produces what, 1.2 billion in free cash flow? It's like,
but it's the same, bro.
It's the same thing that I said about Walmart and Amazon. It's like, which one of these two would you rather buy right now? Well, if you're telling me Amazon at this point, I'm going to tell you you're an idiot, because Walmart is a third of the market cap and it's producing more in free cash flow.
I mean, dude, imagine if you actually owned all of Walmart, how freaking rich you would be. You could just pay yourself crazy dividends or buy your own shares back. But you could pay yourself crazy dividends. But you compare that to other companies, all these speculative stocks. Imagine buying something, guys, that literally loses money. So it's taking money out of your pocket every single year. That's literally what you're doing when you're buying a lot of these stupid hype companies. People really are stupid. Stocks don't make sense, man. They're just so out of control. You guys are great. Chris, we have something more, Everything Money style pillar videos. Absolutely. And I didn't steal that from Everything Money, guys. Okay. I swear. That was totally my invention. That video. Oh, with yeah, sometimes I enlist her to help me make fun of Jeremy LaFufu, but
that's the one where you did last night where you're crying, right?
Yeah. Dude, I have so many more ideas. Like, if I wasn't working full time, I would just be crapping out these videos.
Dude, if I didn't work full time and I had people around me that I could make skits with, I would have so many financial skits that it would be ridiculous. Like, I mean, just stuff where you're sitting in an office, and dude suggests we buy more Tesla stock, and I push a button and they explode.
Just do a bunch of pink mist. Herpes. I'm definitely day trading Rivian. You have an appropriate name for a day trader.
Well, this is the thing I say. I don't know anything about day trading, but if you can make money, do it. If you can make money on cryptos, do it. Make that money. I work a full-time job. I'm not going to sit there at work day trading, looking at charts
on Robin Stock.
On
Robin. Stock Guru does. He's like, oh, look at my phone. And he's like trading on his phone.
Well, somebody hit me up. I forget who. And they said, because they told me to read the Turtle Trader book, but they hit me up and they said, I can just look at Stock Mo's charts and tell you he doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's talking about. So,
you mean the guy with 530,000 subscribers?
Yeah, Stock Mo's a moron. There's certain things that people do, their economy of words in the way they speak. I can tell they're morons. Like, I can tell Jeremy LaFufu's a moron just by his economy of words.
Okay, right, okay, and then right, it's the future, right, bro, it's the future, bro. Just buy Tesla, bro, right? I bought Tesla for $55 per share. Jesus, you better sell, dude. Not financial advice. I hope it gets to 1,500 just before the dump. Dude, you can go way higher than that. You don't know.
Dude, it could go to $3,000.
Like madness, insanity. On a real note, investing my spare change. Well, I mean, investing your spare change can change your life over time if you your tax advantage accounts.
Yeah. Bro, if you're paying in cash and piling up that change, and then, instead of going to Coinstar, which takes 10%, you roll that and take it to the bank and invest it, dude. Yeah.
Every cent helps, ladies and gentlemen. It supplements his lawless activity. I have one share of AMC in my Roth IRA just in case AMC. Well, I mean, there's probably a 95% chance it is going to go to 100K, so that's probably a good decision. As a Canadian YouTuber, hello, I am your friend from Canada.
Hey, guy. Hey, I'm not your buddy, guy. I'm not your guy. I'm not your friend, buddy.
Well, Rye, are you pumping penny stocks, boy? Are you a paid shill? What are you doing? But at the same time, it's a badge of honor. Keep it up, Chris. Free speech for the win. Thank you, buddy. You're nice. I won't bash you. Unless you get as big as me, Kevin, then I'll have to. We need to get Strongman in a chicken costume when he goes. I'm not spending enough. I'm not spending money on Chicken Genius. I can make fun of him without spending a dime. Let's see. God, there's so many freaking comments. I don't want to work for a living. Please take personal finance for my financials. Cash, crypto,
I like it.
Holy crap. There's so many freaking... Everything Money's getting rid of share change line on their tool. Said he spoke with someone he trusts a lot and that it's double counts.
Wait, what?
I mean, you can do that for yourself. Because, like, if you go on Morningstar, you can literally just, like, get a decent feel for the share change. Like, I don't actually use their tool, really. I use their tool to kind of, like, help build mine. But when I look at the numbers, I actually get the data from Morningstar, and I'm looking at it and saying, okay, you know, the shares are roughly changing at this rate, or I can do a couple quick calculations. But I don't actually, like, trust that tool 100%.
Yeah, dude. Like, on Everything Money's software, I like their software, and I even like their stock analyzer tool. And I pointed out on the video, but I don't buy based on their numbers. I buy based on my own numbers in the Excel sheet. And part of the problem that I have with Everything Money stock analyzer tool is just the simple fact that it's always using current earnings per share to calculate. So my problem with that is in certain companies, you had a like massive run up year where, you know, their revenue increased by 85%. That affects your earnings per share. And if you calculate forward with that, you're going to get an inflated price for that stock. That's why if I see a huge jump in earnings per share, I calculate the 5-year average. You could even just do the 3-year average. But
I mean, even the average can be distorted, you know, because like if you have a map, there's some years where these companies have these like freak increases in net income, maybe because of like some kind of, you know, special gain. You just got to like actually look at the numbers and think, what kind of net income do they normally get on average? Because you can almost like eyeball it. Like, okay, I see 21, 22, 25, 22, and then I see 110%. Well, it's probably between 20, 21, and 22. You know,
yeah, and yeah, that's like on one, I was looking at, I forget what stock it was. I was looking at its earnings per share, and it was somewhere between 5 and 7 for the most part. And then I look and it's like $13 earnings per share 2021. I go, okay, I'm not using that to calculate what the intrinsic value is.
You gotta be really careful. And like even like Morningstar has stuff in different currencies too. Like so if you're like if you don't realize that you're not factoring in currency changes, you can get really screwed. This is interesting. Tesla's 2% and worth more than the oil industry. The energy sector of S&P is $1 trillion, and Tesla is $1.2 trillion. Tesla's bigger than the entire industry, the energy industry, if that's true. That's freaking insane.
Dude, it's going to be one of the biggest speculative bubbles in history in just one stock. That I just can't wait because it's going to be, people are going to be like, oh yeah, well, it was obvious Tesla was in a bubble. Really? You didn't know that?
That strongman guy, Jay Nagy, called it. It was so hard to see. I YOLO'd 447,000 as a Binta Baba. I mean, you might make money, but that's also risky, man. Maybe you might want to.
Dude, that's way too risky for my blood unless you have like a $10 million portfolio.
I think he had a ton of Tesla, so he at least sold out of Tesla, which is a good thing. But I would like diversify maybe a little bit. I don't know, but it's your choice, brah. FOMO anti-IPO is false information. Fundamentals are everything. No, they're not. The future's everything, bro.
No, I disagree. Sitting there and just saying what you want to happen with a stock is the future.
It's so easy. High revenue growth, future. That's it. That's all that matters. What is going to trigger the bear market? Interest rates going up. Interest rates.
Well, I agree with that, but it can also be anything.
I mean, it could be a panic, but like fundamentally, it is. I think it's tied. It's all tied to interest rates.
I mean, imagine if Brandon goes on stage and somebody asks him a question and he has like a mental meltdown, pulls down his pants and pulls crap out of his diaper and starts flinging it. Market might drop.
What do you guys think about international stocks and emerging markets doing so poorly for so long? Well, they go in cycles. You can't get trapped up in recent performance, especially when you look at the U.S. market now. I think it's insane how much it costs. And then you have such better, not better companies, but companies that are more fairly valued overseas. Like, why would you?
Go ahead, dude. No, I was just going to say the U.S. market is about over 2.5 times what it should be.
It's freaking nuts.
I don't know what the Schiller PE ratio is right now, but last time I looked, it was like 34 or something like that. It could have dropped. Earnings could have caught up. But again, I don't know how much I trust those numbers. So that means probably, you could expect in whatever a drop by almost half.
I could see it happening. I mean, at the end even if it dropped by half, like if you own VT, you own every company in the world. And think about the next 30 or 40 years, like the actual future. Do you think the United States is going to be 60% of the world's market capitalization in stocks when you have like massive emerging economies like India and China and even the EU, eventually if they fix their problems? Because a big problem with the European stocks was the euro currency. They had so many issues with like Greece and Italy and Spain, all stupid bankrupt countries. That's what hurt European stocks. But if they were to fix themselves, they might do way better going forward. I wouldn't risk everything on the United States. I mean, it's a great country and you can own it in your stock portfolio, but you shouldn't have everything in the U.S., especially if you're thinking over the next 30, 40, 50, 60 years. So that's my thoughts, but whatever. Diversification is for idiots. What do you think about that, Jay?
Depends on what you mean by diversification. Because this is a Warren Buffett quote, basically. But again, don't listen to what Warren Buffett says. Look at what he does. Berkshire Hathaway is plenty diversified. You have stocks from Apple and the tech industry all the way to oil stocks, bank stocks.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much, because I think he has mostly Tesla. I'll be careful there, buddy. I'm just saying. VT is lagging versus VU. Yes. This is how it works, guys. Okay. When international does well, VT is going to lag international. When the US does well, VT is going to lag US. It's always going to lag one or the other because you own both of them. But the thing is, you're not timing the market and trying to say, oh, well, US did well, so I'm going to buy more of US. Because that's what people do. Everybody thinks that because the US did well over the last 10 years, they're piling into US because it did better over the last 10 years, which is the exact opposite of what you should be freaking doing. That's why you buy VT. You stay consistent. You own every company in the world. You don't time the market. And you grow your wealth as the world becomes wealthier. And you'll do better than the average investor who trades in and out of stocks like an idiot.
Dude, the main thing is having a process, like Paul says, having a process and sticking to it. If your process is buying VU, okay, you're not going to really hear arguments from me. If your process is buying VTI or VT, you're not going to argue. But if you sit there and you go, you're going to drive yourself insane going, well, this ETF outperformed this ETF over the last 10 years by approximately 2.3%. And if that continues into my retirement, I'll have an extra 643,000. You're going to drive yourself insane. It's better to say, oh, okay, well, I'm doing VTI, and that's my strategy. VTI, these other ETFs, and then a few stocks that I think I can get a 12 to 15% return on. That's better than just going, all right, well, now I got to switch over to this one. It's just have a process, go, throw money at it.
It's so
Make
easy.
sure you
and it's all about savings rate. It's how much you save. I save money like crazy. And even though I don't have crazy returns, even though I probably beat most people that trade. Even then, I say I max my tax advantage accounts and I have a lot of freaking money saved because that's all I do. And I stay consistent and I buy VT over and over and over and over and over again. It's as easy as that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. And I mean, because it is like Chris said, I mean, if your savings rate is $500 a month and, you know, your ETF is beating me by like 1 or 2%, but my savings rate is 4 times your savings rate, I'm going to crush you in retirement. Yeah, you did better overall, but I'm still going to have more money. So it's, like he said, it's about saving rate.
I mean, whatever. People want to get rich quick. That's their problem. Bank stocks are undervalued if interest rates rise. Maybe. What's your opinion on tips? I actually have I have short-term tips and I have short-term bonds, federal bond or treasuries in my my Fidelity account. I have $6,000 split between them. And the second that January 1 comes around, I'm going to sell them and put them into my my Roth. So I mean, if you want to hold money for the short term and you don't want to put it in cash or like a savings account, yeah, if you put it in short term, like high quality securities, like, you know, short-term government tips or treasuries, that's a decent way to preserve your wealth for a short period of time until you need the cash. I'm a Canadian. Blows the U.S. market out of the water. Yeah, housing more. Oh, I hate housing. Everything.
Wait, go back to what he said. Art will make you look like a joke. Really? Didn't know that. China's got some debt issues right now in the housing market. And I'm actually hoping China drags down the entire world.
I want the entire world to burn, basically, so I can buy it on the cheap. Everything will go cheap again and we'll all deflate. Common sense. You just got to be patient, guys. Let the clowns. I'm so smart because a Tesla went up and I bought it and then it kept going up. I'm such a genius. That's literally why they think they're smart. It's like so sad and stupid. You can thank Canada for we crush everyone's market. Eh, boy. And it tanks the hardest. Well, Canada's probably like a very small portion of VT.
I get that, but I also think that ETFs it gets into like the technicality. It's like, oh, you know, buy these mutual funds. And what the person really means is an index fund. You know, it's kind of like all that stuff has become almost interchangeable speak. So I don't really judge on it. You know what I mean? Because it's like I say wrong stuff all the time. I forget stuff that I should know all the time. Because we're all just, this is a thing about like, we say stuff that like 3 minutes later, we probably don't remember. And you're like, and if you actually question somebody about it, you're like, dude, you said this. And you go, oh, did I? Sorry, I misspoke. Because I caught something they misspoke upon the other day on their channel. And I was just like, yeah, man, that can happen.
Yeah, I mean, like if you do as many videos as me and Jay do, I mean, you're going to say something, probably even something stupid that you probably just misspoke about. And that's just what happens. But like at the end of the day, they have the reason I like them is they have a good message. You know, they're like, oh, they do mention to buy, you know, mostly indexed funds. And they say, okay, for the remaining 5%, buy individual stocks that have good fundamentals. I mean, I can't really critique that too much.
What I like about Everything Money is that they are aware of our channels and they have borrowed stuff from us.
Yes, we need to talk about that. Dude,
let's talk about this real
videos. And then they freaking mentioned something like the same thing that I said in that video, like 2 days later. It's like,
Well, we need to bring this up. Remember when we kind of agreed, like when we were talking, and
somebody was
asking. I mentioned, what is it?
Somebody was asking what I was doing.
Remember when we agreed that unless you think you can get greater than a 12 to a 15% return on your money, it's stupid to do anything other than buy an index fund or an ETF. Well, if you go back and you watch their videos, they never talked about that till we started talking about that.
There's been so many things I've noticed. Like I forgot half of it, but it's like I would watch their videos and I'd be like, I just freaking talked about that like 3 days ago. Or I'll make a video about a subject and then they'll literally make a video about the same freaking subject. So,
like, well, it's funny thing. Like, one thing I wish they would do, right, is explain to you why they chose 22.5 as their price to earnings ratio. And I point this out on my channel because when they started doing that, I was like, I know this. I went and looked it up. Of course, it's your gram number. That's where that comes from. It's 15 times your earnings per share times 1.5 times your book value per share, or your price to book ratio.
It seems so random.
And that's where you get the 22.5. 1.5 times 15 is 22.5. I wish they would explain where that came from, but again, but it is like there are certain things that they say, and I'm like, I swear to God, Chris and I were talking about that. And it's like, look, I don't have a problem because I can learn from everybody, but at least give us a shout out. Even though we're a small channel, it would help. Be like, hey, this guy's our small channel. They pointed out this. We agree with that, so we added it.
Yeah, maybe one day. I don't know. I just rely on my own videos to promote myself. I don't, depend on other people. Because, most people aren't going to promote you. Let's see. What do you guys think about Facebook, Meta? It's whatever.
I think it's a publicity stunt. Go back to that for a minute. I think it's a publicity stunt for this reason. If you look at the demographics of who's actually using Facebook, and I'm not going to ever call it Meta, but Mark Zuckerberg's a dork. But if you look at the demographics, it's all old people on Facebook. They're trying to rebrand because I think they see that the younger generations are going away from it, which was one of my major criticisms about Facebook to begin with, and why when I did my video, I concluded with, guys, I hate Facebook. I'm probably never going to buy it.
Yeah, I mean, the stock has potential.
Well, it's printing money right now. Right now, it's a cash machine. But I don't like it has no moat. I don't like companies where you're relying on fickle teenagers.
Yeah, and who knows what the next freaking thing is. Like, even the crap that's popular now, it might get way dumber than it is right now. Yeah. I'm sure they'll see this live stream and make a video about it.
What if they did? I'd just laugh.
I wonder where they got that idea from. I hate people go through banks to buy equity funds. You can simply copy and paste. Oh, yeah, man. The whole financial industry is a freaking scam. I talk about that all the time.
Well, yeah. Look at my mom when she's like, and my money guy charges me a reasonable 1%. And I'm like, it's not reasonable,
bro. That's all it is. That's nothing. And then $500,000 later. I tried to get Seth to react to one of your videos. I guess it was a no-go. I mean, at the end of the day, we're not big enough where people would even potentially click on the video. It's like, who's this? If they react to Meet Kevin, though, okay, people will watch the video. But I mean, who are we?
Yeah, they might, but I mean, you can't rely on a YouTuber for everything. This is just laziness of certain people where they're like, everything money told me to buy ETFs and I bought an actively managed fund. And I go, okay, dude, but that's on you. You didn't even spend 5 minutes doing research. And it's like at a certain level, when Tesla crashes and a lot of people are complaining about Meat Spin Kevin and Lafufu, I am going to say, at what level do you owe doing your own research to? I hate the term due diligence because it's just become so loaded now, but
The answer is yes, or more.
It's more than that. Like I said, when I did intrinsic value, I'm getting between 40 and 60 bucks.
I wouldn't go over 200.
And that's about where it would have been before the run up. If you look at 40 to 60 bucks times 5, but I think Tesla's going to split their shares again.
Well, of course they are. Then the stock's going to go up another $10 trillion. It's so stupid now. It's like, I mean, I was getting so annoyed. The reason I got annoyed about Tesla going up is because it legitimizes idiots like Meat Spin who don't have any idea what they're doing. And Jeremy. I mean, but like personally, the stock, it doesn't hurt me if that stock goes up. It hurts my what I'm trying to teach people is these guys don't know what they're doing because it makes them look temporarily like geniuses.
Dude, Tesla going up benefits me. I own Tesla.
Yeah, I mean,
I just don't own any individual shares.
I will take the sacrifice to my portfolio just so I can teach people the lesson that stock is stupidly overvalued.
I wonder what percentage of my portfolio it is. I think it's like between 0.05 and 1 with the size of it now.
ETF Vanguard. I'm going to check right now. I'm going to tell you.
It's going to be in the top 10 holdings, I bet. Is it?
Definitely. That's a $1.2 trillion company. Oh, wait, it's number 6 and month in top 10 holdings. So Tesla is 0.8% of my portfolio. Yeah,
so I mean, it benefits us, but I want it to crash because it's just disconnected from reality. It's not that I have anything against the company or even their cars, even though I doubt I'll be driving one that's anything other than used.
I don't know how used electric cars even work. Like, doesn't the battery just go to crap or something? I mean, I don't know, but yeah, ARC's a ripoff. Don't buy it. That was his reply. Strongman's in the chat. He knows he's straight up bonkers. I love how he's not afraid of Jack S. They wasted $10 billion on metaverse no one will use. I mean, it's debatable.
Well, augmented reality is not going to happen like Mark Zuckerberg thinks it's going to happen. It's going to happen with the introduction of glasses, which Apple's working on as we speak. But
Tesla's working on it, Jay.
Probably. But it's still augmented reality is a long way off before mass adoption. Just the infrastructure is not in place.
Yeah. But I can't wait for like a new Tesla announcement. Oh, we're getting into the metaverse now. And then the stock goes
Oh, it's common. Dude, I guarantee you Elon Musk, because he's got a grift, is going to come out with their new Tesla headset.
he is going to, I mean, we laugh, but he's probably going to freaking do that. Oh my God. And solving the truck stop problem. Oh my God. The implications. Yes, Tesla will dump. Yes, it will. Just be patient, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, Seth from EM is a subscriber. He's stealing y'all's ideas. He is subscribed. I don't know. I don't know if he actually watches my videos, but hedge funds are the ones pumping Tesla. Well, yeah. People are probably buying Tesla on margin right now. Even like, there's two types of Tesla investors. I need to make a freaking video about it. There's people that know it's overvalued, but they're riding the wave and they're playing that game. And then there's people that truly believe it's worth what it's worth, which it's not. Those are the two types of Tesla investors. So just because hedge funds are buying it or whoever's buying it doesn't mean they, don't believe it's overvalued. They're just trying to make a quick like momentum trade buck off of it.
And there's hedgies out there that are figuring out how to profit from it.
Just because they trade it doesn't mean they think it's a good long-term value play.
Well, I mean, a lot of at the top of hedge funds, mathematicians are generally working there. So it's like when they talk about, we're going to screw over the hedgies, I'm like, no, you're not. The dudes that run those hedge funds are smarter than you. The only way you're going to screw them over is by buying low-cost index funds. Sorry.
No, that's not what the ape father said. He made fun of me. Oh, you buy index funds, AMC, bro. If I was Mark Zuckerberg, I'd be retired sleeping with beautiful women in Canada. Metaverse.
Dude, Mark Zuckerberg's not human though. There's something just off. Like he reminds me of what an alien thinks a human being is. Like even in the metaverse video, he's so awkward. And he's like, oh, let me pick my outfit. Oh, that looks great on my avatar. It's what I'm currently wearing. Like, get out of here, dork.
You think he's a lizard?
He might be.
All right, last comment, guys. We got to close this up. I bought roughly 570 Tesla last year. Oh, my God. You're crazy.
You're going to be retired. You'll be retired in about 3 weeks.
You're crazy, bro. Be careful. Anyway, any last
I got to
comment
go,
today?
too, because I got to go to the bathroom. I've been holding it in.
I know I didn't pee this time because you make fun of me every time, so I held it.
Well, it's not like a one time. It's not like 1 or 2 times. It's like every 35 seconds.
Dude, I drink a lot of water and coffee, man.
So do I. I just drank a whole thing of coffee and I'll be drinking water. Hey, you do you. We only get one go through life.
That's true. All right.
All right, brother. I'll text you.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Subscribe to me. Subscribe to Jay. Don't buy Tesla. Send me all your money in super chats, and I'll see y'all next week. Cheers.
All right. See ya.
Yes.